You aren't there just to sell a bundle or sell a subscription or sell a package or sell equipment or even sell chemicals and supplies. You're there to help make that customer's life easier.
Colleen, one of the things I know that you're super passionate about from a sales perspective is not the act of selling, but the act of helping.
Yes.
Helping others to make that decision, make their lives easier. That's a successful sale.
Absolutely.
Help me understand a little bit of that too, about how to shift your mind from really selling to helping.
This started a few years ago with a client of mine who owns a series of John Deere dealerships. And their company motto for this series of dealerships in the West Coast, Central Coast there is we're helping make our customers' lives better. And it's interesting for me because, they sell equipment and they sell service and they sell parts. But it dawned on me that a lot of the people that they hired weren't hired because they wanted to be salespeople, right? Like these aren't business to business software kind of sales guys, right? And so when I approach service organizations, I noticed that this is the best way to think about selling because it's so true. You aren't there just to sell a bundle or sell a subscription or sell a package or sell equipment or even sell chemicals and supplies. You're there to help make that customer's life easier. And so what that does then is it drives a whole different set of questions, right? Because now we're not just questioning about price or how often they want to get their car washed or how many customers they have in the store, the sort of technical part of the sale. We're truly asking questions about what they value. Why are they there in the first place? Why do they run the organization? How does this operation help the rest of the company? What are they trying to accomplish? What don't they like about the way they're doing business or the way they're being serviced now? What you're really doing, people only buy things because they want to be helped, right? They're trying to solve a problem in their life. So let's get at what that is and build the relationship that way.
Well, and really there's a layer of sales in every position. Every professional position has a layer of sales. Either you're outbound selling to a customer or you're selling yourselves internally for, kind of to validate your idea or the motivation behind this project that you're putting resources behind. So I think it's just super important that we disassociate the idea of sales being negative. And I just loved that whole theory on we're not selling, we're helping. And the John Deere example could not be any more relevant to our industry, Colleen. So the idea that, that they put it all out there, right? John Deere was like, we're looking to help people make those connections. And those are maybe once in a lifetime connections, which is the same for our guys. So some of our manufacturers are producing car wash equipment that may never need to be replaced. Yeah. But that's the whole point. And same with John Deere. You buy a tractor, hopefully you buy it once.
Yeah.
And so you're really helping them make that best decision out of the gate and then supporting them, throughout the duration of the process and relationship in case things pop up. But absolutely. I just think that that's so perfect.
Yeah. And I think too, there's so much consolidation going on in the industry right now as well, that you do have to think about sort of the fourth sale first, right? Everything that we talk about and that we'll share at Roadmap is designed to get a customer and keep that customer for life. So that if you sell, like you say, a single operator, a single piece of equipment, and 10 years later they're acquired or they start acquiring, right? You want to be in the position where if they want to replace equipment or bring on more operations onto your chemical contracts and things like that, that you're positioned best because of the relationship that you have there.
So speaking of consolidation, while there is consolidation happening, there's still more car washes than ever. So there's more options for customers. So if I'm sitting in the audience and I'm an operator and I'm looking forward to your presentation at Roadmap and I'm thinking about, okay, but Colleen, how do you help me differentiate my apple from my apple? Because down the street, there's another apple.
Yes.
But how do we help our operators unpack how to be different and how to really stand out as that orange to that apple?
So, I think there's a couple of things here, and it really just starts with even the way your customer is treated when they walk in the door. I know this sounds really simplistic, but, if the experience of showing up and being greeted in a friendly way, a professional way, that can be a differentiator. People go because they feel more comfortable in your space, right? They're not just met with gruffness or, disdain, let's just say.
Right? some cases, if there's no one's even there, then there's no personal interaction. Sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The speed, I mean, it could be, the speed, the comfort, the accuracy in terms of how long it's going to take, right? For a lot of people, depending on your car wash operation, right? Could be told if it's going to take half an hour and they come back in half an hour and then it's another 15 minutes. Oh, it's another 15 minutes. Oh, and is there that convenience? So how accurate are you? What kind of environment do you provide? Are there extras? And I'm not saying you have to have like an espresso bar and, and
Right.
bougie magazines and everything.
I would mind a latte after my car wash for sure.
But knowing your market, like, how family friendly are you if it's a family, community that you're in versus maybe speed, or if you're dealing in environments, like I live in Miami Beach in the winter. There are car wash environments that really deal, I don't want to say exclusively, because of course they open to everyone, but they're known for dealing with all of the limos, right? And so there's a certain level of quality, and they go there because there's a reputation that they know how to clean those sedans and, executive SUVs and limos. So like,
Right.
what do you have a specialty and do you promote that? Those kinds of things I think can be really helpful.